Hello, my name is Chris, and today I would like to talk to those of you who say to me, Chris, I quit smoking, and yet I still feel terrible. I watched your videos and you talked about how amazing I would feel when I quit smoking. You talked about having more air in my lungs, about having more energy, about feeling more alive, about having more focus. And I have none of those things. Chris, I quit smoking and I feel absolutely awful. What is going on? Did you lie to me? No, I do not believe that I lied to you at all. Yes, I absolutely said that if you quit smoking, it is possible to feel healthier, happier, better than you've ever felt in your whole life. I talked about how you could feel physically, even mentally, emotionally, possibly even spiritually better than you've ever felt in your whole life. But I've never said, at least I don't believe I've ever said, that this will happen without putting in any effort. And I know that may sound harsh, but I really don't mean it to be, and I'm going to dissect what I mean by that. People say to me, Chris, I quit smoking and I still feel really, really bad. What is going on? My first question is, what are you doing differently? What have you started to do differently than what you used to do when you were smoking? Or what have you stopped doing that you used to do when you were smoking? And if the answer is nothing, then this might be where the problem lies. There's the old saying that if you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you always got. So for many of us, actually smoking is only one part of a much bigger issue. Smoking, I've spoken, I've spoken before about how for some of us, not all of us, but for some of us, smoking is like a symptom of a much deeper underlying emotional or mental turmoil. We use smoking as a crutch to deal with our anxieties, our depression, our anger, whatever it may be. And then we quit smoking. And I need you to remember that all this emotional turmoil isn't in the cigarette, it's in us. So when we put the cigarette down, all this stuff is still there. So we have to do something different to heal that emotional or mental turmoil. Quitting smoking absolutely helps with this because it shows us that, yes, you know what, I'm in a lot of pain right now, whether that's physical or mental or what, and I can do this without a cigarette. I can start to focus. I have proven to myself that I don't need this stupid little stick. So if I can get through not having a cigarette, then I can start to look at ways that I can heal this turmoil within. I can start to fill what I always call the aching void, that emptiness that is so empty that it is painful, which for so many years I just tried to stuff with cigarettes or alcohol or food or other self-destructive behaviors. So the first thing that I want you to do if you're like, I quit smoking and I still feel depressed, I still feel anxious, I still feel like crap, is I want you to look if there is some healing that needs to go on. And I don't mean quick fix. I don't mean suppress. I don't mean get rid of. I mean to really sort of explore what's going on and heal it properly. You might want to get out a journal and go, okay, what is actually going on for me right now? Explore those feelings and then go, okay, what do I need to do about this? Do I need to speak to someone? Do I need to maybe get a therapist or just, access some kind of online support? Do I need to take action? Or do I just need to keep journaling? Do I need to meditate? What do I need to do to heal this? Or maybe it isn't the mental and emotional side. You're like, Chris, look, I'm fine. I'm reasonably well adjusted. Like, good for you. Please teach me how to be like that. I'm fine, but physically I feel awful. Again, I want to ask you, what are you doing differently? Although this is not a universal truth, it is more common than you might imagine. For those of us who smoked, it was only one thing that we were doing, out of many that wasn't very good for us. We may have smoked, but also had a poor diet. We may not have been doing exercise. We may not have drank any water. I'm going to drink my water now in a glass from a beer festival, which is, yeah. So, although, we quit smoking, we still have all those other habits. And remember that we've put our bodies through so much damage over the years. We absolutely spent such a long time polluting our lungs, choking ourselves, filling us full of poison, and then suddenly stop doing that and expect to feel amazing. There is an awful lot of healing work that needs to go on. So we need to start being kind to ourselves. And I am not saying that you need to totally transform your lifestyle and immediately drop every bad habit at once and start, become vegan, drink 10 pints of water, go to the gym, run a marathon, become a Zen master in meditation. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, ask yourself, okay, if I feel physically like crap, what am I actually doing to take care of myself? Am I at least, drinking a glass of water? Am I getting at least, 10 minutes of fresh air? Am I eating vegetables at least once a week, or am I continuing to go to McDonald's for every meal? I'm exaggerating there, but hopefully by me exaggerating, you get the point. So my question to you is, if you feel like crap, what are you doing differently? And if the answer is nothing, then I want you to start there. If you make if you make the appropriate changes, or the changes that you think are appropriate for you, and then you still feel absolutely awful, then maybe there's something, maybe it's a deeper thing that we need to consult an expert for. Maybe we need to go to the doctor or see a medical professional. Maybe there is something, if you've done everything you can to give yourself the best chance of healing and feeling good, and yet you still feel like crap, then it's time to bring in expert help. I just, the last couple of days, posted a new page up on my poorly neglected website, full of helplines and support services and like charities for everything from if you are feeling suicidal and in a crisis, to if you dealing with issues such as domestic abuse or eating disorders or depression or lesbian, gay, bisexual, stuff like that. You can get that. It's I can't actually remember the proper link, but if you go to chrisscoyles.com, it's just my name.com, you'll see in the menu it says helplines. I've listed helplines for most of the countries where I think most of my audience are. So it's not a comprehensive list, but if you are dealing with some deeper issue that needs expert help, then hopefully some of those numbers may be helpful to you. So that's the first thing that I want to address. The other thing that I want to suggest to you is to give time. Yes, I've said that that it is possible to feel amazing, but I don't believe I said that, if you quit smoking on a Thursday, you will feel amazing by Friday or even Saturday or Sunday or Monday. These things take time. Again, think about how much damage we did to ourselves and how long we did that damage for. We absolutely destroyed these bodies that we inherit. And although our bodies are miraculous inventions and can get to work very, very quickly on healing and getting rid of all the crap, it still might take a long time to go through that process. So again, the more you can do to take care of yourself, to invest in some self-care and give your body the best chance of healing, the better you are going to be. I made a video, blimey, it was early this year. It feels like a long time ago than that. And I was saying that for me, it took me a full year before I started to feel properly normal. And I've heard other people's, I give a similar timeline. Look, I quit smoking, it took about a year. Now, this is not universal. For some people, it takes a month, even weeks. For some people, it takes 18 months. It's different for everyone, but a year seems to be average to feel absolutely normal. And I've also seen people go, a year? Oh my goodness, I can't tolerate this for a full year. There is no way I can put up with feeling so bad for so long. I have some good news for you. You don't have to feel so bad for so long. When I talk about it taking a year for me to feel normal is the key word here. It took a year for me to feel the same way that I imagine somebody who has never smoked feels or has always felt. It took me a full year to feel like a normal non-smoker. But it wasn't the case that I went for 364 days feeling like crap and then woke up on day 365 like, yeah, I finally feel better. Hurrah! It was a ongoing process of gradually becoming better and better and better. I made the video where I talked about the 4 stages of quitting smoking. We start as people who want to quit. We may still be smoking, but we have it in our mindset that we want to quit. Then we become people who are quitting, and we go through all this turmoil and feeling terrible. And then we start to get a little bit better and we become ex-smokers. We are no longer smoking, but we're still sort of defined by our relationship to cigarettes, even though that relationship to cigarettes is now, we're going through the divorce proceedings basically. So we don't think about cigarettes all the time. We don't feel like we need a cigarette all the time. But every now and again it crops up. And then gradually we transform from ex-smokers into non-smokers, where we are no longer defined by any kind of relationship to cigarettes. Cigarettes are not part of our lives. We don't think about them. We don't feel like we need one. People out there go through, people who've never smoked go through stressful situations and never think about a cigarette. People who've never smoked a cigarette don't suddenly sit there and go, oh God, I really need a smoke. That's the part that it takes a year to get to, and it gradually gets better and better. So sometimes it is about, having a little bit of patience and just giving time, and sort of being mindful about, okay, where am I at on my journey? When I talk about these 4 processes, they kind of happen without us realizing it. It was never the case for me that I woke up one morning and went, yeah, now I'm in the ex-smoker phase. Now I'm in the non-smoker phase. It was, I only realized that I'd, gone into the next phase long after it had happened. So sometimes it's about trust that process and just continually give yourself the best chance of success that you can. Please take care of yourselves. Again, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to have this radical lifestyle transformation, but if you make small little changes, go out this lunchtime and go walk around the block once and breathe in some fresh air. That for me was the moment when I knew that, I was starting to feel better. I didn't quit smoking and then continue to do everything the same and suddenly went, yeah, I feel amazing. I knew that I had to make little changes for myself. So instead of sitting at my desk working all day, when I was quitting smoking, I used to get up and go for a walk, even if it was only a short walk down to the end of the street and back. And I remember with one day very vividly, and I've talked about this many times before, where I was out for a walk and it was a beautiful day. It was around this time of year actually, so it was still sunny, but it wasn't quite as warm. And I just took this deep breath. And for the absolute first time in years, I felt the fresh air go all the way down my lungs. There used to be this part where it would just like stop here because my lungs were so full of crap, the fresh air couldn't get any further down. I took in all this fresh air and I went, oh my goodness, this feels amazing. And it felt so good that it was like the inspiration that, I need to go on YouTube and tell everybody how good they can feel. But I only felt that because I did things differently. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. So if you've stopped smoking, but you continue to do everything the same that you used to do when you still smoked, maybe that's the point, maybe that's the starting point for you. Maybe you need to start there and go, okay, what should I do differently? I hope this video has been helpful to you in some way. I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Next week, Friday the 27th of September, I will be 3 years since my last cigarette. How wonderful that feels. I'm going to do a video hopefully of answering your questions. I enjoy doing those videos. So if you have any questions or just anything you'd like me to talk about, please let me know in the comments below or come and reach out to me on Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Scoyles, or drop a comment in the Finding Freedom Facebook group. That is facebook.com/groups/findingfreedom1, where there is this wonderful community of people all helping each other along their quit smoking journey. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.